I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited. I know it's day 2. I wanted to thank Food Systems Collaborative, Lucy and Yeti. They're friends of mine. They're the kinds of friends that you ask and you're like, what? I'm there. What is it that you need? Sure. And that their friendship has really meant a lot to me over the years. And I say this because it's so important that as we all go through our careers, our friendships, that we gather those folks that no matter what they ask, you're going to be there because you have people in your lives that you're going to have asks of them. Fun stuff like this, but other times it's going to be more difficult things. And who's around us that no matter what, they're just going to say, yeah, no questions asked. We'll ask questions later once I get there. So thank you to Nancy and to Lucy. And I also wanted to say thank you to the Congressional Hunger Center for inviting me here, putting this all together. It's so important. So thank you for allowing me to be in this space with all of you. Thank you to the Piscataway Conoy tribe for being stewards of this land, our water, our air, modern day tribe that mostly now is in the Maryland area. Definitely suggest getting to know more about the Piscataway Conoy if you don't already. Before I really, dig into all of this, I just wanted to, I did this last year too, for a moment, just invite everyone to, kind of come into this space and to bring your full selves into the space, maybe just while I'm talking. Because a lot of times, we have so many identifiers, some that you can see and some that you can't. And a lot of times we sort of put aside some of our identifiers, more the ones that you can't see for a variety of reasons. Maybe we think it's not the most effective portion of ourselves, or a lot of times we do that because it might not feel safe. But if you can, I want to invite all of you to bring all of those identifiers with you in this moment while I'm talking, because I need your full self to hear this, because I think about my identifiers, and some of those identifiers were not allowed to be in this space many years ago. It wasn't possible, it wasn't allowed, legally was not allowed, structurally was not allowed. And so here we all are, and we're here, we're taking up space, we deserve to be here. Things have changed. And so I say that because if we ever kind of start to feel like, what we're working on is so far, it's so far, just remember people who had all kinds of different identifiers fought legally. They fought with their bodies, Representative John Lewis. They fought with their lives for us to all be here. So we need all of us to be here. Plus all those people who were telling us that we couldn't be here, let us have them all collectively turn around in their graves, because we are here together. I also did want to take a minute to say an elected official lost her life recently. Others were attempted assassination, and their families all have been affected by this gun violence, by this terrible tragedy. And I just wanted to give respect to the people who lost their lives, who are fighting for what they believe in, lost their lives because of their ideas and how they show up. And so just with respect and with love to that situation. And so much love to all of the people who've been marginalized, who have lost their lives. We are here in part because we want to advocate for those who can't necessarily be here for a lot of different reasons. Truly, it is how we treat the groups that we have marginalized that really says something about us. And I'm so thankful to be here in a room full of people who are advocating for us to do the right thing, to ask our elected officials and their staff to do the right thing. So thank you all so much. And I wanted to open up with a quote from the late Representative Shirley Chisholm. It's incredible. I don't know if you know that name, great. If not, yeah, totally. I'm so glad. She said, "You don't make progress by standing on the sidelines, whimpering and complaining. You make progress by implementing your ideas." That's exactly why we are here. Now, sometimes we need to whimper on the sidelines, right? Shirley, she was tough. And that's what the rest is for. And that's what, large groups are for, coalition building, because sometimes when we can't, others will. But you see the sentiment, what Shirley was saying. It's hard, and it will continue to be hard. When we can, we just keep on going. So I thank you all so much for continuing to be here and to keep on. I'm glad that yesterday went so well. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there with you. It sounds like it was like a pretty awesome day. I was asked to come here, and I was really reflecting on this for quite a bit. I was asked to come here to inspire all of you. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, to inspire the inspired. It is such an honor to inspire the inspired. Those of you who are already volunteering, you're already using your voices, you are using your time, you know what you want to see in the world. And that is a pretty fantastic place to be. So young, so young. I know you hear that a lot. That you take the time, that you are in college or just recently graduated. You take this whole time, your 4 years or 5 years, if you did it like I did, to learn, and then you say that's not enough for me. Higher education is incredible, but I want more. I want to experience things. I want to touch things. I want to talk to the people. You want to get out there. That's an incredible thing. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's come far and wide to participate, to do the things that you know that you can do to enact change. Thank you so much, because I know it took some planes and some trains, some automobiles, but you are here to say to your elected officials and their staff, the staff are really important. You want to know what? College people deserve food. You want to know what? The global population deserves food. That's what you're simple. And so we know our elected officials can do that by supporting the opportunities to address College Hunger Act, the Global Food Security Act, SNAP. I want all of you to feel connected to that, continue to feel connected to that, to feel connected to one another in this room right now. This is our space to feel connected to each other. You have your Lucy's and your Nancy's sitting right next to you in this space together. So I was talking to some of so I'm with Food Recovery Network, as Nancy said, and I was talking to some of my team about awesome opportunity to talk with everyone today. And I said, you guys are, you're volunteers, you're scholars, you're activists, you are taking action. For us at the Food Recovery Network, those of you wrap up food safely, you donate it, you're doing these actions, and now you're here, as a collective to change legislation, or you stop legislation from taking food away from people. That is such an important thing. And I know you've taken these actions in your own places, your own spaces, New Orleans, Detroit City, Dallas, Pittsburgh, PA, New York City, Kansas City, Atlanta, Chicago, and LA. And yes, I am quoting James Brown, Living in America. Woo! Those are all the places. If you don't know that song, I definitely recommend checking it out. You are in Minneapolis, so you're in Galveston, Texas. I know tomorrow we are celebrating Juneteenth. Hampton, Virginia, where the very first enslaved people were brought to the United States, what we now call the United States. Nebraska, Birmingham, Alabama, and I could go on. You are from all of these places, and it really is so important. And so unfortunately, in the last few months, we have seen attempts to take food away from young people. And we are now going to come back to them today and say to them, this is wrong. Ask them, do you know that that's wrong? Do you know that that's wrong? Ask them, see what they say. Our jobs here is to hold them accountable, to not look away, bear witness to these uncomfortable things that you're here to do. We literally could be at brunch. I know there's so many of those protest signs. We literally could be here at brunch if our elected officials were not continually just trying to act like we are not paying attention. We are. That is why we're here today. It's cumulative effect. All of you here together. Another really awesome activist that I admire is Fred Hampton. And he knew the power of beginning and the power of starting. And he started with nourishing people. For those of you who might not know, Fred Hampton was a prominent figure in the Black Panthers Party. He had, a lot of political activism. The Black Panther Party really focused a lot on food and making sure people had access to food because they knew that was power. And they called their free breakfast programs the Community Survival Program. When we think about what we're trying to do to help support all of those millions of people through our collective Community Survival Program. And he said, first you start with free breakfast, then you start with free medical care, and then you start with free bus rides, and then you have freedom. I want to ask all of us if we could just get ahead of ourselves for a minute. Let's just do that real quick, because I'm a Capricorn, so we're always looking into the future. We're in the present moment, yes, but let's get ahead of ourselves for a second. So when people have food, what else do you want all of us to have that we don't have right now, that we're still struggling so much to have? What comes next for all of you? Because your Lucy's and your Yetis are sitting right next to you. So we will get people the food that they deserve, and just remember what comes after that, what comes next. And he also said, Fred Hampton, I am a revolutionary. Critical, radical, fast change. And you can start doing that by feeding people. You can be a revolutionary. You already are. You're here right now, demanding a thing that is so basic. I just want to, bring in a couple of other revolutionaries in the room. Shirley Chisholm, as I already mentioned, Fannie Lou Hamer, Dolores Herrera, Wilma Mankiller, John Lewis, love John Lewis, Carl B. Stokes, Winona LaDuke, people who helped their communities, who ran for office, all of you who are doing the work. I have two thoughts I want to leave you with. When you look around and you're at your meetings and you're talking to the folks that are telling you, maybe they're telling you, oh no, we're not going to cut SNAP, or we want to make sure that college people have access to food. I hope that they are telling you the truth. I hope that you can feel empowered to push them, ask them more questions, ask them those details. But I wanted to bring into this James Baldwin. Don't go too far without bringing James Baldwin into the room. I'm going to paraphrase, but he said, each of us is helplessly and forever contained in the other. We are part of each other. And he said, many of my countrymen appear to find this fact exceedingly inconvenient and even a little unfair. And he said, to be honest, so do I. But we can't do anything about it. We are all connected. So just remember that when we get into these places and these spaces, and someone is diametrically opposed to what it is that you are trying to do, you're trying to feed people at the community level, at the policy level, we're still connected to those people. And second, as you all know, this work is hard. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a good time. You're going to meet your Lucys and your Nazis. And I just wanted to bring back in James Brown, who said, I don't know if I'm going to win. Just know that I'm not going to lose. So have a great time today. You're not going to lose. And I know we are all here with you. And I just thank you so much for what you are doing, what you continue to do. Please run for office. If you don't like what they're saying to you, take their jobs. Okay. Thank you.